Since the new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer dropped recently, I wanted to make a brief video about my thoughts and predictions on the news. So just as a background, as a big Nintendo fan, I watched the first Mario movie back in theaters, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. While it was very flawed and not exactly a film I would consider great, I was still entertained by it and I had a great time. I really like the faithfulness, the visuals, the score, and just the nostalgic atmosphere in general. As for the flaws, I'll get back to it later. Anyway, I really hope that this film surprises me in the same way, that novelty still holds up. For starters, I love how this movie looks visually, just like the last one. There really isn't much to say about this because the style is pretty much the same as the last, but I just like how these movies are still beautiful looking. As for the story, I have a lot to say. For starters, I just like the fact that they aren't forgetting about the end of the last movie, where Bowser gets shrunken and stuck inside the castle, and that they are actually writing it into the plot. I know that this doesn't sound like a big deal at all, but compared to how Illumination usually handles storytelling, it's pretty big compared to their usual standards. It feels like they would usually just cover it in a throwaway line or treat it like it never happened, but nope. Now, we can see how the plot deviates a bit from the game. In the game, Bowser takes Peach away in a ship, and Mario gets sucked into space onto a new planet. But since Bowser is tiny, it does not look like it will happen. As a matter of fact, it looks like the characters are willingly going into space for a reason we'll likely find out later. It looks like she's going to go her separate ways from the Mario Brothers, which we can see in a few scenes. We can also see Bowser Jr. is trying to take his dad back. This specifically didn't happen in the game, but Bowser Jr. still plays a part in it, so we'll probably see him a lot in this movie. Additionally, we can see a shot of Mario and Luigi on bikes going through the Sand Kingdom, though I don't know if that place is actually going to be important to the plot, or if they are just passing through. We can also see a scene of Peach fighting Ninjas in a place that looks like a Galaxy sub-area. It's also strange that Ninjas are in this movie, despite not being in the Galaxy game, as far as I know. In the last part of the trailer, we can see Rosalina fight the Galaxy boss Megalegs in a place that resembles the Comet Observatory, which just further ties the movie and the game. Later in the direct, we see Rosalina in the library with the Lumas, so it looks like there's a chance we'll get more information on Rosalina and her backstory in this. Finally, there is a final scene that may reveal something different about the plot of the movie. Bowser Jr. announces stuff about being the new Conqueror, so I think there's a chance that Junior might be the main villain of this game instead of Bowser. That's pretty much it in terms of story stuff here. As you may have heard, we got announcements on who will be voicing the new characters. Brie Larson, who you may know for playing Captain Marvel in the MCU, will be voicing Rosalina. I know that her reception has been mixed, but she deserves a chance. I mean, she literally won an Oscar, though to be fair, I haven't seen the movie she won it from, or any other movie she's in that isn't Marvel, for that matter. Yes, her performance in Captain Marvel is kinda mid, though I would probably guess that's more of a problem from the movie's direction and writing. I do like that her voice sounds motherly, which makes sense given she's much of a mother to all the Lumas. My only problem is that her voice doesn't sound divine enough. She's supposed to be some kind of goddess, but it's just jarring that her voice sounds almost too normal. Our next new cast member is Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. I was actually shocked to hear this announcement because you may know him for co-directing one of my favorite films,
Uncut Gems,
which Jack Black alluded to earlier. He also directed The Smashing Machine, which just came out recently. As for acting though, haven't seen very much of how he is as an actor. I thought he was actually pretty good in Happy Gilmore 2 as a villain, even though I'm really not that big of a fan of that movie. As for his voice in the movie, I actually kinda like it. Although it's not as high and childish as him in the games, I like how it still sounds cartoony and young, even if it sounds more teenager-y. However, even if I am a little skeptical of these voices, I might be surprised by them just like how I was with the last movie. Even though Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy didn't really try at all at changing their voices, I actually liked the rest of the cast. Charlie Day was a great pick, though that's kinda cheating, because he naturally has a pretty high voice. Keegan-Michael Key did a great job as well. He sounded almost unrecognizable with that voice. I know this sounds kinda crazy, but I genuinely think Jack Black as Bowser was the hardest I've ever seen him act. I am not joking. Now back to the new movie. One thing that I'm concerned about is this movie's humor. I liked the last movie, but the jokes were easily the worst part of it. It felt really derivative and bland, and it felt like rehashes of jokes we have heard millions of times in other animated movies. They just have Illumination written all over it. With the new trailer, it doesn't seem to be any different. I just hope they are more unique and try to appeal to everyone, not just kids. As for the plot of the movie, I hope that it isn't as derivative either. I know that Mario games aren't known for their stories, but I just hope that it tries to be more creative this time. I really wish there would be a message or character development instead of the last movie, which had none. And that's all my thoughts and predictions on the new Mario movie. However, I just have one last thing to say. Nintendo Illumination, if you are watching this, please put a Xenoblade reference in the movie. There's literally nothing in the first movie. If you could put references in for F-Zero and Kid Icarus, you could certainly do this for me. I want a little dopamine rush if I see a Monado in the corner of the screen. Please, we are desperate. If we don't get it, I will literally be kinda sad about it. I don't know, please just do it. With that out of the way, what are your hopes for the Mario movie? What do you want them to do that the last one didn't? Feel free to comment your thoughts, as well as liking and subscribing if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.